everyone, it's Safrina from Feng Shui and Prosper. Let me just rejig this one here. Hi everyone, how are you doing? Once again, I'm coming to you live on Facebook as well as Google Hangouts. So if you see my eyes darting up and down, it's because I have two different cameras that I'm looking at here. And sorry if I'm still coughing, I still have a lingering cough. Anyway, I wanted to do this live stream. For those of you who are watching me live on Facebook, feel free to say hi, comment, and let me know that you're watching. Hey, Gabriella, and you guys on Google Hangout. You know what? One of these days, I need to figure out how I can see your comments here on Google Hangout because you are. I'm supposed to be able to like enable some Q&A stuff here, but I'm not getting any comments while I'm live on Google Hangouts. So, but those who did comment on Google, I will go back after the live stream and I'll answer you back. Hi, Ned. Hey, Mac. Gabriella, I know you're Mitch. I just didn't want to confuse people. Anyway, so today's live stream is maybe a little bit too, it could be a little too advanced for some of you guys, especially if you are brand new to Flying Star Feng Shui, which is the main school of Feng Shui that I practice when I do my consultations for my clients. Well, I do Flying Star Feng Shui and Swan Gong Da Gua, but Flying Star really is the bulk of it. And there's many different layers of Flying Star Feng Shui, layers that a lot of books and a lot of online resources, either they don't cover or they don't cover it properly. So here, hey Zakaria, how are you? I am good. I am good. It's a great day in Toronto. And so we are talking about special Flying Star Feng Shui combinations. Now, just a quick rundown on Flying Star Feng Shui. Flying Star Feng, for those of you who are brand new to me, you're not familiar with me, I am a classical Feng Shui consultant, and I've been helping my residential and business clients all over the world achieve peak financial flow, achieve harmony in their home and in their business, and achieve vibrant health, as best a physical, healthy body as they can. And I've been doing that for the past 8 years. And recently, I've also transitioned into being a holistic business coach for spiritual entrepreneurs, where I combine Feng Shui, mindset, and solid business marketing strategies to help them really achieve income, to really quantum leap the income in their business. So, hi, Joe. Great to see you catching me live. So, a quick foundation on Flying Star Feng Shui, which is very different from, I would say, like 80% of people out there who are reading up on Feng Shui or practicing Feng Shui. I would say 80% of you guys out there are not even aware of classical Feng Shui, and Flying Star being one of them. Because classical Feng Shui not just looks at the space, but it looks at the time dimension, and this is where Flying Star Feng Shui really excels in that we look at the time dimension as another layer when you're doing your Feng Shui placements. Now, in Flying Star Feng Shui, there's numbers one. Basically, it's like some of you guys may have already seen this, you know, where you see like grids, right, of numbers. Right? And let's say, so this is south, this is north, west, east. I'm just going to do this really quickly. Let's say this is a building facing south, sitting north. And so this will be, let's say, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2. So for instance, this is a flying star chart, where the number in this big number in the middle denotes the period that you are in. And in my school of Feng Shui, I'm a lineage of the Tanyang Wu School of Feng Shui, and this is based on the year that you moved in, not the year that the building has constructed or the year of the first tenants moving in. It's the year that you moved in that locks in the period of the home. And then you also see, right, you also see these smaller numbers to the left and to the right. The numbers to the left denote the energy for that direction in that home for health and relationship. And the numbers to the right is the energy for anything financially related. So it can be investments, can be your income, can be your career, can be your business, right? So this is what a flying star chart looks like. And each of these numbers mean different things, right? Just for basic flying star feng shui enthusiasts, just knowing what the numbers 1 till numbers 9 mean is already a great start, and a lot of my students are starting to grasp this. And you can Google this if you want. You can just Google the meanings of flying star, I suppose. But if you already have my 2016 feng shui and astrology calendar, I give a quick rundown on what numbers 1 till 9 mean in the flying star chart. That is the basics of it. And then there's such a thing that's called 81 combinations. So what does 1 and 9 mean? What does 6 and 5 mean? What does 5 and 4 mean? What does 9 and 8 mean? Like, so each of these, so let me just bring out, let's say this here, this box. So 7's the big 7 and 3 on the left, 2 on the right. So each of these, the 3 on the left means one thing for health and relationship. The 2 on the right means another thing for finances. But when they're combined together, they have another meaning, a third layer of meaning for that space. So that's what we call the 81 combination, because from numbers 1 to 9, there's 81 combinations of these numbers. And each of those 81 combinations have different energetic meaning to the space. Okay? I know I'm taking something that's very confusing and I'm talking about it really fast and I'm talking about it in very high level way, but I really want to beg you guys to stop doing fast food feng shui. And at the very least, I mean, there's many different classical schools of feng shui, but at the very least, start learning about flying star feng shui. And this is how it's done. Now, some of you guys may or may not know that I held my monthly Q&A call not last week, the week before. I held my monthly Q&A call the week before, where for a nominal fee, well, I charged $28 US. For a nominal fee, people can send me their layout, give me their compass reading, and ask me 1 or 2 of their burning feng shui questions that I can answer during the call, right? Because I know not everyone can afford a full consultation with me, and I do admit I'm not affordable, but that's because I spent $15,000 in my own feng shui certification. That's because my reports are really, really in-depth. It really smashes all the other reports that other consultants give you guys. Because some of my clients give them the reports that their previous consultants give them, and it's like 1 or 2 sheets of paper just scribbled with a few words. That's not me, right? If you have like a tour, if you have a home, my reports usually run like 4 or 5 pages, single spaced, like full of stuff, because I really want you to learn about your home, just like how I really want you to learn about classical flying star feng shui. So when I did my monthly Q&A call 2 weeks ago, I got a great question from someone who just purchased a home the week before. And so this is what the live stream is going to cover, is we're going to cover special flying star feng shui combinations, which has brought a lot of flying star feng shui enthusiasts in a tizzy. And I have to admit, some lesser trained feng shui consultants have also led their clients down the wrong path by saying that, let's build your house, or let's either build from scratch, or let's buy a house that has these special flying star combinations and you will be forever prosperous, forever and ever and always. And I am here to tell you that there's more to it than that, okay? Because of the fact that the person who sent me the question 2 weeks ago, she's not the first one to think that once you have this combination that you can just sit back and you don't do anything, right? So Shantanu was saying, I'm so glad to see your live webcast and I'm inspired with the way you exit. Okay, so you guys do think that I easily explain classical feng shui? I do try, because it is really confusing actually, but I do try to make it a little simpler for you guys. So what are these special flying star feng shui combinations? One of them is, so the one that was sent to me was called the sum of 10. Sum of 10, if you guys can see. And by the way, I'm looking up and down because I'm simulcasting. I'm on Facebook Live as well as Google Hangout. So I'm going to try to be looking at both cameras and really multitask here. So the sum of 10 was her question because the home that she bought, and I'm going to try to use a different color as well. Okay, let me make it bigger. The home that she bought was period 8, obviously because she hasn't moved in yet, facing southwest 1. So again, just bear with me as I draw out the chart here. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. Bear with me. I should have printed this out first, I guess. South, north, west, east. And she's facing southwest, sitting northeast. And I just have this on my, so I'm not writing the wrong thing here. Southwest 1 is her facing. So she's got, and 2, 5、4、3、2、1、9、8、7、6、2、1、9、8. I still do my math in Chinese, by the way. 1、9、8、7、6、5、4、3. Okay. So if you guys can see the different color here, obviously, hopefully. So the ones that I have in like magenta are the what we call the mountain star. So the numbers on the left is called the mountain star, which again controls the health and relationship. And then on the right is the water star, which controls finances. Okay, I just want to make sure that I look decent on my Google Hangout here. Okay, so and so she was asking about the sum of 10 because if you look at all these boxes here, I'm going to try to show it to you guys with a different color. If you look at all these boxes here, the mountain star, which denotes health and relationship, when you combine it with the not the period star, but the natal star chart, it's a sum of 10, right? 5 plus 5 is 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. 6 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 4 plus 6, 3 plus 7. So the board is flipped. I'm not sure what to do with that. Anyone else can see me with the ones on Facebook Live as well as the ones on Google. Hopefully you're not seeing that the board is flipped. I'm going to have to fix that, but I don't know how, to be honest with you. But anyway, theoretically, if you have a sum of 10, and for this house, the sum of 10 is for the mountain star, which is health and relationship. Theoretically, that means health and this is a really good house for health and relationship. Theoretically. And so why am I saying that that's not necessarily the truth? Because you need to look at more than that. First, you need to look at the 81 combination. So the 81 combination is, if you look at the center, there's 2 in the center, 2 and the 5 in the center. Okay, 2 and the 5 in the center, based on 81 combination, is the worst combination for money. Okay, meaning people in this house are going to be struggling financially. And you know what? I have seen it over and over again for period 8, over and over again. Houses that do have the sum of 10, but they're struggling. Okay, and you know, so even though money is at the front of the house, because this is like the front of the house because it's facing southwest, money is in the front of the house and the relationship is at the back of the house. With the center being weak, it's still not a good house, in fact. Okay. And then and that's one thing. And for that person, so that's one. Energetically, even though you have the sum of 10, when you look at the 81 combination, the center is weak. Therefore, that's already a con, a negative, a huge negative feature for that house. Sorry, my daughter is looking at me. I don't know what she wants. Okay. Okay. And then structurally, now you need to look at your layout. Okay. And this person who sent me the question 2 weeks ago, she had a bathroom in the center. Now, it doesn't matter what the energy is in the house. If you have a bathroom or a kitchen or a water feature right in the center of your home, structurally, that's already weak for Feng Shui. And so, based on 81 combination, her center is weak. And then structurally, her center is also weak. Then it totally nulls and voids the sum of 10. And another thing too, the sum of 10 can really only be activated, and actually the other flying star combination as well, can only really be activated if the external feng shui, meaning outside of the home, supports the sum of 10 energy. What does that mean? So if the water is in the front, there should be like a like water out front. So for instance, in the modern day, it's roads, and you need to see what kind of roads are there. It could be like a lake, or if you have a pond or a fish tank, then you do that, right? And then you also need mountain at the back to activate the good health and relationship. And mountains in the modern day can be buildings that are higher than your home. It can be actual mountains like a hill, right? If you have the sum of 10 internally, but you don't have the external environment to support it, the sum of 10 is also null and void. So therefore, if you have, let's say, a piece of land, right? If you have a piece of land and you want to build your home from scratch, and you bring in a feng shui consultant who tells you to go for either this combination or a different combination, and yet they didn't look at the external environment, whether or not the external environment actually supports that combination, that's a whole bunch of money wasted. Okay? I wish feng shui is simple. I really wish feng shui is simple, but it really is not. Okay? Sorry to tell you guys, but at least don't let that deter you. At least, especially if you stick with me, at least get yourself familiarized with what you can do as a beginner classical feng shui enthusiast, and really start letting go of the fast food feng shui. And that's something that sometimes I struggle with my clients, because they've had months and even years. Like some of my clients, they've been trying to do feng shui on their own for about 10 years. And when I finally give them the report, all with classical feng shui, it's hard for them to let go of the idea of the east gua, west gua, the idea of the four good directions, or the idea of, you know, the fame corner, or the relationship corner, or the career corner, or the children corner. There's no such thing. But I can understand that after mentally investing in the wrong knowledge for the longest time, it's hard for you to just turn it off. But I want you to at least try. Okay, at least try. So so that's the sum of 10. And the next combination, which I've also heard, and I've also had a couple of clients build their house from scratch based on this, and yet not having the external environment factored in, is the parent string combination. So this would be if your home is period 8. I'm only going to do period 8 because there's too much to talk about. If your home is period 8, meaning you moved in after 2004, and if you are facing southwest 2 or 3, or if you're facing northeast 2 or 3. Okay? So parent string, I'm going to be switching colors here, you guys. Parent string. In Chinese, we call this 父母三板卦. Okay, parent string combination, 父母三板卦. And then, so this would be, so let's say you're facing southwest again, sitting northeast. Southwest 2-3, sorry, not just southwest. Okay. And if you're wondering what the 2-3 means, it just means like on the compass there's 360 degrees, right? And north, south, east, west, northeast, southwest, northwest, northeast, all those take 45 degrees of the pie, of the compass pie. But when each of those directions you further divide it into 3 more sections, each section is 15 degrees. Okay? So southwest 2-3 really is dead southwest and then southwest west. Okay? And then northeast 2-3 would be exactly northeast or northeast east. Okay? So period 8. I'm wondering if I'm gonna do all three facings here. But period 8 facing northwest 2-3. I've written this down just so I don't make a mistake. Okay. So facing northwest 2-3. Let me use a different color here. Sorry, southwest 2-3. So 8, 2, 5, and then the northwest is 9, 3, 6. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is, I know it's flipped, but this one has the parent string combination. What is the parent string? Oh, okay, so it means every direction has what we call the three yuan, 三元. So, okay, I'm gonna try to really simplify this for you guys. So there's 3 periods. There's 3 periods. So so let's say the first period, the second period. Oh, okay. I'm gonna, hopefully you guys can see. Let me make sure that I'm in the, that you guys can see my thing here. Okay, so period 1, period 2, period 3 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is period 2, 7, 8, 9. So it's saying that each of these quadrants has a number from each of the 3 periods. So if you look at this 2, 5, 8, it has 2, oh, the ones down here can't see. It has 2, 5, 8. So one from period 1, one number from period 2, one number from period 3, right? And you look at this 6, 3, 9. It has one number from period 2, one number from period 3, one number from period 1, and so on and so forth, right? 1, 4, 7, 1, 4, 7. So this is for period 8. So southwest 2-3 as well as northeast 2-3, these homes, hi Riel, yeah, I know it's flipped. I don't know how to unflip it. I know on Facebook Live it's flipped, but hopefully you guys will get the idea. And I only have 6 minutes, 11 minutes left on my computer, battery-wise. So theoretically, each direction having one number from each of these periods theoretically is good. Theoretically. But the same as the sum of 10, 2, 5, again, is really, really, really bad for finances. It's perfect on Google Hangout. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Shantanu. Thanks for letting me know. So 2 and 5, again, makes this house really, really, really bad for finances because the center is weak for that. Okay? And in fact, facing southwest with the mountain star 8 in the front, it's actually not good. We don't really like to see a prosperous mountain star at the front, and the money is stuck at the back of the house. We prefer it to be flipped, right? So that's a second one, that's a no-no. And then, so like 81 combination is a no-no. The prosperous the prosperous mountain star and sitting star are not properly located, so that's a second. Third is you also need to look at the external factor, right? Especially the big ones, like how are there hills or rivers or whatever. Those are the factors in a landscape that you cannot control. So if you build a house like this, and yet you have, let's say, if you have a water feature at the front, let's say there's a river running through the front, and then oh, this one is even worse. If there's mountains or hills at the back of your home and the mountain star is a number 5, that is really bad for health and relationship, really, really bad. The external environment is not supporting the internal, which is why, to be honest with you, if you want a prosperous home, it is still better to build from scratch, but work with a feng shui consultant that is properly trained, not just looking at the internal of the house, but more importantly, is to look at the external of the home. Okay? And another thing too, this is a really, really big heads up, or I would even go to say this is a really, really big warning. The thing is, we are in 2016 right now. Oh, there's actually another combination that's called the pearl string, Lian, Mu San Ban Gua. I'm actually not going to go through that because it's pretty much the same, right? Theoretically, it will be good, but one is your actual structural layout supporting it, is the external environment supporting the prosperous energy, and what is the 81 combinations overall? Is it good, right? I know this is a lot to absorb for a lot of you guys. I just want to expose to you the nuances, the many different layers of feng shui, and the complexity of getting a truly prosperous home. And I'm not expecting you to learn all this by yourself. And again, be very careful with the information that you get online, especially 81 combination, because the ones that my students have given me, I can only laugh at them for some of them. A lot of them you actually have to take courses, so to get the right ones. So what was I going to say? Oh, so for those of you guys who are thinking of either buying or building a home based on these auspicious combinations, be really, really careful. And the fact that we are, even though we are still in period 8, so period 8 is 2004 till 2024, and period 9 as of as of February of 2024 is period 9. And at this point, the number 8 in flying star right now is still auspicious, but it is weakening. It is weakening in terms of its auspiciousness. So if this is a house that you're wanting to have passed from generations to generations, if this is going to be your retirement home that you're wanting to build, or the final home that you're going to buy, I would actually go as far as to say, don't look at the number 8. Don't look at where the number 8 is. Look further and see where the number 9s are, because that is where the prosperous star will be. And it's already starting to gain strength. Okay? Because right now, as where we are now, 2016, we are more than halfway. We are halfway through period 8. So the peak of period 8 we've already passed, which was 2014. 2014 was the peak of the number 8, and from now on, it's going to start weakening. The number 8 is going to start weakening, and the number 9 is going to start strengthening in terms of prosperity. So in period 9, number 9, number 1, number 2 would be the prosperous stars. So if this is a house that you're going to be living in for like 10 years or more, Future prosper star. Exactly. Rick knows what I'm talking about. He's classically trained as well. Yeah, so that's what I mean. If this is a house that you're going to be living in for the next, 4 to 6 years or whatever, that's fine. Still look at period 8. But period 9 is something that you need to look forward to if this is something that you're going to be a piece of real estate that you're going to be holding on for quite a while. And even at this point, period 7 is really getting. Um, uh, I'm going to be losing you guys in Google Hangout. Actually, I only have 2 minutes left on my computer. But you know what? Just give me a second. Let me grab my charger. Hold on. Okay, I might actually really have to cut this short because Ms. McLeod just woke up and not happy. Just woke up. So, sorry, I'm going to have to cut this short, but that really is if a feng shui consultant is, if a feng shui consultant is helping you find a home or build a home based on these special combinations, now you know the questions that you need to ask them, like how's the 81 combination, which for period 8 is actually not great, and how is the external environment impacting this. Okay, Shantanu is asking, I always have a question about the people who live on high-rise apartments. Since they always stand out tall among other apartments, does it affect anyways? There's still other buildings higher than them. There's still buildings, like my building is a 30 floor building. You would think that I am the mountain feature for the lower buildings, but I have other mountain features as well. Like the condo behind me is like 40 or could be even 50 floors, right? So there's always, potentially, there's always something higher than you or lower than you. So the ones higher than you is your mountain feature, okay? So I am going to get going. I only have 1 minute left on my laptop, which I am doing my Google Hangout from. But let me know your feedback, your questions. And I have another Q&A call coming up on this coming Tuesday night. I will be putting it up on my Google Plus page, and I'll link to it under the video as well. It's $28. If you have 1 or 2 questions that you want to ask me, you send me your layout, send me your compass readings. So so you do need to register for it, and I'm keeping I'm keeping only a small number because I want to be able to answer everyone's questions within the 2 hours that I'm online. So I will be posting the registration link sometime today for Facebook and Google on YouTube, and you guys can take a look at that and register if you want me to personally take a look at your layout. Okay? Say bye. Bye. Say bye. Okay, bye guys.